Okay, and then I'm gonna go back on it. Boy, I'm telling you this once a week. I don't know why. Did it come up there? Okay, there we go. Yay! Let me, okay, let me put it on mute. Okay, let me get back on. Okay, we're up now. Thank you, Warm Strong. Thank you so much. I don't know why I had to go back out and come in, but I'm just happy that it's working and my baby brother is back. I am so happy, Warm Strong, that you are back. And also, Warm, Strong, and Controversial Cruise is going live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't miss them. And then Banter with Bill will be Thursday night at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hey, Miss Queen Sunkiss, how you doing this morning? I have really been keeping up with you more than you will ever know in the kitchen, cooking. And you had two cameras up the other day, which was really neat. I like that a lot. And also I'm making announcements now that Jamie a birthday. I want to make sure we know about that. I'll make sure I keep saying it until we get there. December 16th. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure everybody, remembers and hit that notification bell. And I just want to thank everybody. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part. My birthday is December 10th, and also Trish the Natural. So I don't know if we're going to do anything or if Trish is going to do anything. And I said, if we're going to do anything, we're going to do it on Trish's channel. Hey, Scott, how you doing? I can't believe it's Wednesday already. How cold is it where y'all at? I didn't even check the weather this morning. I know in Jacksonville, Florida, I think it's like 45 degrees. Erie Fogg said that it was 20 degrees where he is. And right now in Florida, where I stay, it's 54 degrees, but it feels like 48. And that's cold in Florida. Controversial cruisers say it's too cold for Arizona. So is it snowing anywhere anybody's at? Is it snowing? I think it wasn't snowing yet. 49. So dang, you about where we are. We may be 54, but they say it feels like 48. But when I went outside, it didn't feel that cold. Hey D, how are you doing? How are you doing? What time is it where you're at, D? And how cold is it, D? I think they're going into the summer. Because remember, D stays in Australia. Okay. But yeah, we're going to talk about being grateful today. Hey, Pete, seems like it's been a while since I've seen everybody. And I know I wasn't really on YouTube that much yesterday. I know Pete went live. So I know I'm going to have to go and look at him. And VS went live. And some other people went live. So I'm going to try to catch up a little bit today. And D says it's 1:36 a.m. on Thursday. Do you know where your children are? You remember the TV? Well, where I stayed growing up, the weatherman, he used to always say at 11, do you know where your children are? So D, at 1:36 a.m., do you know where your children are? But we're going to be talk about being grateful. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is all the people that shared me out. I had more people to share me out than ever. And I'm going to read their names. They're on the ticker tape too. It was Jared Talks, Erie Frog, Mikey Rihanna, Crafty Leo, Trish the Natural, VS Speaks Royally. Look, the list goes on, y'all. Drunken Chef, Carol the Miniature, Frosty the Game Slayer, CV Baseball Collector. I am so grateful that y'all share me out. Let me see if I can make my little thing work. Oh, there it goes. Thank you so much for sharing me out, because that just always warms my heart. But when I seen all these people share me out, and I also want to thank you for the success of the tea party, what older women want. And it was amazing. It was successful. It got the chat really talking. We talked about long-term marriages. And we talked about what women want. And we had men to join in that had long-term marriages, as I have, somebody as long as 43 years. And if you look toward the end, my husband comes on because he's in the kitchen listening. So he comes in and he talks. And also, was it Cruise Nuts? I think it was Cruise Nuts that been married 43 years. And if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. And his wife was also listening, because it really was a great conversation. So I know I'm not going to do the tea party the end of this month, but the end of January. And what we're going to do, and we decided, me and the ladies, that we're going to do a part 2, and we're going to go a little in depth. And we hope that we could find 1 or 2 men. I don't care how young you are, how old you are, to come in and join in on the conversation. Let's see, January. So that would be January. Would that be the 27th? I think January 28th. That would be the night that it would be. But it was really good. So we definitely want to do that again. Okay, Trish, how cold is it where you at, Trish? Dee said, I was glad I was there for a bit. I had counsel. Okay. Yeah, because we're going to do a part 2 the end of February is what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to get back to just being grateful of what life really is about, because everything goes by so fast. And again, thank you everybody for being here. The one that come back and they do hashtag replay, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, and also go from the beginning, because I did make some announcements of different things that's happening tonight, tomorrow night, and then on after that. Okay. And then what I also do, when I do get into a subject, I really think about it. It always brings up the past in my mind. When I think about who I am really grateful to and who is in my life. And being grateful, I always say we deeply appreciate and value our experiences in life itself. They're sometimes intangible, untouchable experiences with people and friends. And, it brings more life experiences in our life. And one thing I want to read too before we get into this is, accept what you can't change or control. I always know this is so important, and I really wanted to read this, but it had a portion in this. Hey, and that by being grateful. That's what I'm talking about, is being grateful. But what I wanted to talk about first was, and I wanted to read a little bit about, oh my God, Trish said it was 39 degrees where she's living. Erie Fox said it was 20 degrees where he was. Woo! So they might have seen some snow. I think that's where Geeky Girls stay, in the same state he stays in. So yeah, but before we get into the gratefulness, I want to just read this little part about accepting what you can't change or control. I don't know if I quite agree with, you can't actually control your mind and simply tell it to be more peaceful. just as you can't control your life. I believe in about you just can't control your life, but I don't know about being more peaceful. I don't know if I agree with that portion or not, but I know y'all agree with this. Life is unpredictable. From time to time, varied challenges will surface, complicating your daily routine and leaving you anxious, drained, and even afraid. So really, we don't know what's going to happen from day to day. And then it's entirely natural to worry about a parent's illness or feel dismayed and angry by a recent job loss. Because a lot of these things are out of our control. Okay. And when we fixate on it, and that's what I do sometimes, it makes it more disturbing and it takes more peace out of your life. And then you don't have a way of coping. And then they say if you accept it, often it does make a difference. That accepting your own thoughts and emotion is an effective strategy. So you can even reframe it in your mind. Like what's happening right now won't last forever. In the meantime, I'm doing my best. You know, that statement brings about when I was raising teenagers. Anybody in this chat that have teenagers or preteens, it will not last forever. That's all I can say. And when I look at that, I am so appreciative now. I wasn't appreciative then when I was going through it with teenagers. Is now I'm grateful that I went through it. Now I can share to others if they're going through it. You know, I really actually know how they feel, you know. So I am so grateful for that. And I'm also grateful for friends in my life. And then some of you can tell me in the chat what you are truly grateful for. And let me tell you, people come in our lives for different reasons. Okay. And I have friends that I've had over 40 some years. Okay. 45 probably years. And I don't seem to change friends that much. So I was so grateful for that, you know, because some people, you know, they go through a lot of different people in their lives. But have seen consistent to have these same people in my life, some of them from over 40 some years. And even when I was growing up, I only had one friend, one good friend. Her name was Brenda Rich. And really, I haven't talked to Brenda till I probably was in my early 20s, but she was my only friend that I could remember in school. And I'm ever so grateful for her. And I wish one day that I can really catch up with her and hopefully she's still alive. But yeah, but I'm ever so grateful. But let me tell you about my friends that I've had forever. Renee, I'm gonna put these three in the same group. Renee, Deborah, even though my sister's family, I'm gonna put those three because I really have a fourth one, but the fourth one is more like me. I have, and my sister, she's on here. I had, I don't know. People would call me mean. They would call me. I have a strong personality, always have. I know where I got it from. I just don't share it with anybody, not even my sister, I think. But I do know where I got the harshness and the tough exterior. But Jehovah did put in my life people that balanced me off. Deborah, Renee, my sister, they all have the softness that I need to fall into. And you do need those type of people when you really going through life and life is tough. And you know, and I really kept that toughness because life was a little tough on me, you know. But I'm ever so grateful to those three. Diane, My other friend that I've had 40 some years, she's a lot like me. You know, that tough exterior. Miss Queen, Sunkiss, do you have that tough exterior? Do you have that softness? And I think too, through your life, um, it changes because I am a little bit more soft. Now, seeing when my sister say that, I feel so honored for her to say that. Yeah, because I think a little more, because a lot of things I could have saved myself from if I would have just held my mouth a little more. So I do, do know that. However, I am so grateful. Yeah, I think you're both too. I don't, and you know what? It's something about me that I'm grateful for is that I went through so much in my life, hardness and stuff, that now I can appreciate it all. So when, like I say, people go through the hard teenage years or something that I didn't achieve and overcame, then I can also help them. And also, too, I had a mom. I had a mom that gave me a strong foundation. And I didn't realize it at first. And they say that when people die, that people really talk about them better than what they were. I can talk about my mom. She was the best mom. I mean, there is nothing really negative I can really say. And I appreciate that because people think that sometimes, coming from a strict family, keeping you in place. I'm so happy she did. We didn't have like the teen pregnancy. I'm grateful for that. I didn't have a baby really young. Um, but my mom did put the structure and the love into all of us. Okay. She didn't show any difference. So I'm grateful that I had a great mom, because I find out people that don't have that base, it's like they just float in the river. And also, I find people that get away from that base, they seem to always come back to a real strong foundation of it. And my sister is saying, I wish I was tougher, but we all who we are have to be okay to be who you are and be your authentic self. Yes, being your authentic self. You can't, hey, Deb, you can't please people and not be true to you. And that's so true. And I don't know if you wish you were. I don't think sometimes being tougher, yes, it can get me through times when other people, like, it's very easy for me. I am so grateful. It's easy for me to say no. Now that I am so grateful for. Hey, Keisha, I seen you come in. We were talking about being grateful for our mom. Well, I was being grateful for my mom. And then I was talking about being grateful for the friends I have and how each friend brings a different uniqueness to me. Because I have one friend that has the same personality like me, Diane, and then the other three balance me off to bring that softness into my life. And also, I know Keisha too. And I was talking about my mom that I'm grateful for, and her kids, I'm pretty sure, going to be grateful for, is having that strong foundation in your life. And I also knew, which I'm grateful for, that when she said something, if her yes was yes and her no was no, that's what it was. It was no in between. And I know that's what got us through, because she didn't play, with us. And yeah, she also gave us spiritual guidance and wisdom. And she gave us the real world advice and wisdom. Yes, even though my mom, to me, she had that strong spiritual side, and I'm ever so grateful, is that I'm just trying to look and see, making sure I didn't miss anything. Um, that I'm glad I have that embedded in me. And even though I don't think I gave it to my boys as much, I still can see them kind of come back to it and still have that spiritual side of it, even though they didn't have it as much as I have it. And I'm ever so grateful for it. And I always talk about, and I never brought this up, I always talk about that I can, and I'm sure my sister could, I could speak in front of a million people and never be nervous. Um, I can write a book if I wanted to. I could write an assignment. I could write great notes. And I did that from my childhood, and I never told anybody why. But I'm going to tell you in a minute, okay? And I think some of you are going to be surprised, and it's so funny because some people talk about these certain type of people to me, and I never say anything about that. My sister say, now I've gotten older, I've gotten stronger on safe and know for sure. Yes, you have. I think you'll break just a little bit. But I'm grateful for everything, the good, the bad in my life. But what I want to say too, don't take anything for granted, because you don't want to wait until people get sick in your life or die in your life to really appreciate them now, and tell them now that you appreciate them. But, and I'm going to get on family just a little bit of being grateful. Okay. Um, my sister said, me too. We got that. Yeah. From my mom. We had an amazing mom. My mom was, it was like she was born now. She really, even though, like I say, she was really religious, and she got like that really when I was about 5, I would think of. But she really say, even though the person don't follow the course that you're following, you don't know who gonna feed you, give you what you need at any moment. She said it could be a prostitute, it could be a good person, bad. You just don't know where it's coming from. And I always appreciated that. And I'm so grateful for that. Hey, Tommy, welcome. That's a new name. Welcome. Yeah, I'm just talking about being grateful all through my 68 years of life. I'll be 68 in December 10th, and Trish is also having a birthday. And I done lived 68 summers, 68 winters, 68, what else? 68 winter, summer, winter, fall, spring, 68. And that number 68 don't even sound like that many when you really think about it. And I am so grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful because so many people have not made it to this age. I'm grateful. I just have so much to be grateful. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. Tell me in the chat, what are y'all grateful for? Or even the ones in the bushes, what are you truly, truly grateful for? Okay. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. And I love when people say that, but I wonder, is my insides older than 68? You know what I mean? I was thinking about that this morning, was me putting myself through changes that I can't control. We do that all the time. I do that all the time. Hey, Frosty, I put you on the ticker tape this morning because some people were saying that I had missed them sharing me out, but I had such a long list this time, and they're all on my ticker tape, and I really appreciate it, and I'm really grateful of all the ones that showed up to my tea time chat about what older women really want. And we're going to do a part 2 in the end of January. Okay, because we got a lot of that, and we're going to see if we can get a man or two in there and see if they really want to share with us, because men, they have such different, viewpoint than women, and that's what makes us tick. So if you did not watch that, please go back there, and watch it. I'm sorry, Keisha. Keisha said, I love Keisha. I always try to live a life of gratitude. I think I started that a little late, Keisha, with me raising the kids. Yeah, I could have been a lot more grateful at that time. And that's why I like to talk to people of different ages. I talked to someone that just turned 41 this morning, and she gets it. She gets the gratitude part of life, just having a roof over your head, waking up every morning, breathing fresh air, being able to walk, talk. I spent a lot of time around older people. I did that too. I did that, especially with my neighbor that was 90 some years old. I met her around 70 something. I had a friend at the gym that was 90 something. Hey, Radical Changes. Hey, Kevin Kane, Tuba Chat. Thank you so much for coming in, everybody, this morning. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing me, and I'll definitely put you on my ticker tape. Kevin is really, really busy now, and I think that's amazing. I really, and I knew it was going to happen. I kept telling him it's going to even get more busier, Kevin, because people are really looking for Tuba Chat, and that's Kevin, that has small YouTube channels that come in as a family, and that is where I met most of the people that's in the chat, was on Tuba Chat. Okay, so, and I still hang in there. I don't go over there as much, but I do hang in. But we're going to get back to let me go back up here. And I don't know if I read it all. She said, I spent a lot of time about older people. They look back on their lives, and that make you aware of what and why should be grateful at all times. And I think that is so important when you are around older people, to really share, for older people, and to listen. I know I did that with my granny. My grandmama, she wasn't my biological, but she was my biological. Okay. And a lot of times, that's why I think I'm on here. I was telling Jamie this morning, because Jamie, she's turning 50, young enough to be my daughter. I would have had her at 18. And a lot of times, that's why I think I'm here, and to learn for younger ones. I really think that as older people, that we forgot how it was to be young. I really do. I'm gonna say something strange at my age, and what a lot of people my age are not gonna agree on. I was a teenager. I started wearing makeup early. I still think it was because of my birthmark I had on my side. It was a dark, it's still there, dark blueberry or whatever they call it, really ink stain looking. And I used to love wear my dresses really short, because at that time we did. And other parents will tell a lot of things come from our childhood. A lot of parents would tell their children girls not to be around me because I was fast and da da da. But it wasn't the truth. I really just loved to dress like that. And you know what? On the opposite end, their daughters were doing the things I wasn't doing. And my best friend was that one of those ones that was, that was doing what I wasn't doing, because I had a great mom. I had a great foundation. So I'm ever so grateful that those parents, and that's why I say you could take that later in life. And so when my kids came along, and they loved to wear their pants, I had sons off there, but it didn't bother me, because from my childhood, because I don't care. So long as they were doing what they need to do. If you're doing your schoolwork, you're doing whatever you're supposed, you wear your pants down to your knees. I don't care, because that is just a phase they're going through. I'm telling y'all, that is just a phase they're going through. And if they not, it's nothing you can do to stop it. You know, you can only put great parenting skills in that you have at that time. Tommy says the greatest prayer is the prayer of thanks. That's so true. And I can say, even when I take the dog outside at night, I look up at the moon if it's there, and I am so grateful. I am so grateful that I can still see that round moon. And then also it takes the gratefulness of when I used to share that with my mom sitting out on our porch steps and looking up at the moon. Because at that time you could see the dipper, because everything was a lot clearer because of, you know, we got the smog now. So you can see the dipper and all the different, you know, all I can see is the full moon, you know, the quarter of the moon. And also we used to see lightning bugs that used to fly around. I was raised in Riviera Beach, Florida, out of West Palm Beach. So I'm ever so grateful for that. I'm telling you, once you get to my age, almost 70, you're going to be grateful. You really are. Hey, Destination Fun. All the cruise people coming back off their trip, and they really have a lot of good stuff going up on their channels. They got new stuff. Tommy says, I grew up with people older. Well, how did that work for you, Tommy? Well, my mom had me at 24, I believe. My mom had me at 24, and she had my sister at 20, I believe. So my mom wasn't an old mom. She was a young mom, okay? She had my sister and brothers in her mid-30s. So we had a fairly young mom, though. I had a young mom, believe me. Oh, Keisha said, I lost a son at 8 months old in a car accident. Wow. Now that, I've never lost a child. Thank God. I tell you, I've had a rough teenager now. And you know what? And I'm grateful for that. And my sister can even tell you, I shed a lot of tears, and anger and aggravation. And I wish what I know now, I wish I knew that, you know, at that time. But they always say, now you know better, you would do better. I am so sorry for your loss and 2 miscarriages. Wow, before my pregnancy with my daughter. Just a little something that reinforced, okay, my gratefulness early. That was before I was 25. Wow, you went through a lot. A lot. Yeah, because I think I had my first child around 22, 23, 45, 6. Yeah, because my second one around 27. But I can say I am grateful that I was able to bear children. I'm grateful for that. You know, hey, Miss 50 on December 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Jamie gonna be 1973. I graduated in 1973. I would have been 17 that June. And I would have been 18 that December. And I didn't have any babies either, y'all. I ain't had nobody in my mom's house, which I'm ever so grateful that we didn't have any teen pregnancy, thank God. Mama had, 36 and 38. So she got, to me, a different mom than what I had, because I had the younger version. I had the mom that dressed up, that went out. I think I got a lot from that, though, because Annette seemed more the matured mom. She was always a great mom, but I just seen that other part of her, you know? So, yeah. So I'm ever so grateful for that, because I get to share that with her, you know? I was born 3 days before my father turned 37, and his father was 71 when I was born. Okay. I was born. So Tommy 37 ain't old. We having no baby. Where you at? I thought she had you by 52. We got a YouTube creator. Ooh, Tamika. I can't remember, but she just had a baby at 52. 52. Oh, wow, Keisha. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you, everybody that's here. Thumbs up, thumbs up. That helps me grow. And I'm so grateful, the ones that share me out. And please share me out. I'll put you on my ticker tape that's running across. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 10 people share me out. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get those hearts. I love it. I got it. I'm pregnant right now, and last night I was scared I might have lost my baby. Last night, the baby, grateful. And you know what? Radical changes, I'm going to keep you in my prayers, because those little babies, they can upset us a little bit. But I tell you what, if you ain't had no teenager, you think you've been upset, girl. But that baby, we're praying that, it's going to be all right. It's going to get its little self here. You want to share if it's a boy or a girl? And my man was born with it. Yeah, I had, I was a doula. One of my girls' baby was born with the intestines outside. And that child did so well. They were amazed. He was a great size, and they just did whatever they needed to do. And yeah, so I do know about that, and I'm grateful for that. D said, hope all is well. Is this your first baby? See, I love people with babies. I love them. Oh, it was for 1972. Oh, okay. Hey, well, welcome back, Glow Beach Travel. How are you doing this morning? I'm at Glow Beach Travel in my tea time, I believe. I have so many great people and new names come in. Another thing, too, I want to talk about right fast. Y'all know I'll change up. I got this calendar. It's like a motivation calendar. Oh, it's little. God, I probably won't even find what I was gonna say. Nope, ain't gonna find it. Oh well, I'm not gonna find it. It was just saying that don't worry about growing slow, because it's better than not. And it didn't say it that way, but I guess the reason I want to say, because I noticed from Sunday till yesterday, I had grown 12 people. That's a lot for me. And I was just so happy to see those 12 people. And I am so grateful. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, I had 12 people in 3 days. So I really love that, because I was getting a little concerned with some things, but I'm ever so happy with that growth. I'm grateful. See, be grateful for little to get much. Trust me, she shared a lot of her young story with me. I know she did, because my sister spent more time with my mom later on, and got to take care of her, and get to hear a lot of her stories along the way. But I am so grateful. I was telling my best friend that I was the one that was hard-headed, but she always, it wasn't like to the point where the talking back or anything, because that's one thing you weren't going to do. But I don't think I really appreciated my mom until I had my second child. And I'm so grateful I got it then, because it's better than when she got sick. You know what I mean? Because then you don't get along, and it was my personality. and then somebody gets sick, and then you're trying to correct that. You know what I mean? So I am grateful for that I did get that part of it right. Whoo, I'm so grateful. Y'all just don't know. So I'm telling you, if you're having a problem with a family member, and I can honestly say too, right now, close family members that I really don't talk to. It's not because we had an argument or anything. It's just that way. And I used to try to figure it out, but I don't anymore. I give myself grace. You know, if I think if you went to that person and you really told them and they really still don't come around, then that's all right. That's all right. It may hurt, but it's all right. And I think I know even though people say there are not. Thank you so much, Rooted. I thought about you this morning. I'm going to write you. Maybe you could come on with me next week. But yeah, I'm ever so, that I'm to that point that if you try to make it work and it still don't, it's all right. It's all right, is what I tell myself. And then if you try to contact that person and the person don't contact you back, that's all right. It's all right. It's all right. And I think it's all right to forgive yourself and to forgive that person, and you move on. You move on, because if that person don't tell you why, how are you going to figure it out? How are you going to figure it out? And and two, it's all about perception. It's all about perception. Big surprise, radical changes. Okay, did I miss something? I hope not. Good morning, Auntie Betty. That go, radical changes. Okay. Not I'm pregnant with okay, she's pregnant with her second. I missed that. Okay. I don't know the gender yet. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, when I was pregnant in my time, I had my first son 79, second one 83, and hope I got them years right. They didn't have the ultrasounds to tell us if it was a boy or a girl, or the blood work. They didn't do that. And you know what? In a way, I'm grateful, because when they use that machine too frequently, it affects you, because you got the rays, even though because you don't have that leather thing. Well, that's for x-rays, but even with the ultrasound, using that too much. But yeah, we just had to wait until them babies came out. But my doctor did tell me both of them was a boy. One time I went with the second one, he said a girl, but then I went back again, he said a boy, and both of them was a boy. They used to go by the heartbeats, the heart rates, because girls usually hearts beat faster than boys. Okay, let me see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, thank you. I am. I'm so happy about that. Oh my God. I just couldn't believe it, I don't think I ever really got 12 in one day organically. I'm going to say 12 in a couple of days. So I'm happy about that. I want to grow organically, and it's not easy, y'all. It's not easy. With YouTube, and I got to quit changing because I almost changed up, even though I was going to do the vlogging. I was going to change up, but I'm going to leave it as is. And if it's going to work, it's going to work. Globe doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know someone who thought they were having a girl, and yeah, that's happened. I don't think it only happened once with all the women I work with. They told it was going to be a girl, and it was a boy. I know one girl it happened to. It wasn't one of my clients, and she was angry because it was another girl. She wanted a boy. I've seen when I had my babies, they used to have us in we didn't have a private room. We were in a room with other women. And you know what? Other women say now these days, I could never do that. But you know what? A lot of us women in that room, we shared stories, we shared, talking about our babies and stuff. I would love to meet those women that was in that same recovery rooms, the rooms for a couple of days you stayed in the hospital. I would love to meet them again. So um yeah, but I even seen a man in that room when I had my son walked out when he found out it was a boy. You know, I seen in that room where the husband bought the wife her clothes, but she had bought her pre-pregnancy clothes and he knew she wasn't gonna be able to get in it. So he bought her the maternity clothes. I'll never forget that. And she was so grateful. I can see stuff like that you remember. And they probably forgotten it. Yeah, that it happens. Oh, yeah, I know you gotta work. You gotta work. Yeah, she gotta work. Wow, did the gender? Yes, yes, it was only one. And who knows, it could have been a new person, reading it, or it might have been too early. But you have to remember radical changes, they've gotten better. You know, 4D, 3D, they're not gonna miss anything, so usually it's 100%, especially if they do the blood work. But I am, and another thing I'm grateful of. Okay, radical changes say my dad kicked me out when I was 15, and him and I tried to and him and I have tried to prepare. I know that's not what you mean. Repair it, but it's not possible. He's super controlling and can't get over the past. I don't know how old you are. Um, but honestly, I think, and I don't know if anybody else think that we go through life for a reason. Um, I'm trying to, because I'll forget this. I'm trying to write it down so I can remember that we go through things for a reason. And it's hard when it's a parent. It's hard when it's a sibling. It really is. And sometimes we just can't get it. And sometimes I say the best thing is, and I don't want to say cordial, because when you use that word cordial, to me, you're saying I'm being cordial to that person, but there's no feeling or love to it. And I honestly think that I would say the person I think that made me tough, I love him. Um, and because he did take care of me in my life, and I appreciate him, and that's all you can give it, you know. And I hope that before too long that y'all can repair it, but sometimes in our lives, and I know a lot of people that's listening, a lot of times it just can't be. And like I said, I am grateful that I have gotten to that point in my life. So if someone choose not to talk to me, and even if I talk to you and try to rectify it and it doesn't, then I've done the best I can. I've done the best I can. And that's all you can do. She says, right now he's taking care of my nephew. Man, that creates feelings in me. Yeah, and I know it does. But radical changes, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It really is. A controllable person, that's one of the hardest people to change. And even though I'm not controlled, I don't try to control people. Now that's one thing I know. I can't be controlled, but I don't try to control anybody. I really don't. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. That I don't try to control people in that aspect. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I raised my children, that they are self-sufficient. I am so grateful for that, you know. Dee said, yes, I know a couple that the ultrasound says a girl, but something was hiding. A boy popped out. And so long as that baby is healthy. I remember I wanted a girl so bad, but now I look back, I am so grateful they were healthy. God, I am so grateful. Because when you're young, especially when you're young, you're like, I want a boy, I want a girl. You want a healthy baby. Oh my God, you want a healthy baby. And I'm grateful I had healthy children. But I just want the younger ones that's in this chat to really get now. Be grateful where you are. And like I say, I know you're busy. Like even with Keisha, I call her all the time. Controversial cruising. Y'all at the busy time in your life. Be grateful when you wake up. Be grateful for the business. I should have been more grateful for the house being noisy with the boys. Because if I wouldn't have never had that. Radical Changes says the first time I introduced my kids to my dad, he was a poop, completely ignored me and went right to my kids and refused to take a picture with her. Radical Changes, a lot of times that come from their past of how he was raised. Maybe looking more into that instead of him. I think that's a lot of times you're going to have to look at that. And that's what I wrote down too, generational. It might have been passed on generational wise. People say about generational curses, how they don't believe in generational curses. And I think that I missed something too right here. I think it's not a curse, as we would put it. It's more of learned behavior. Because when I look back, things that are happening in my life now happened in the past in my mom's life too. So it happens generational, but we want to be able to stop what happened generational. Okay. And I was telling my baby son that he's a good father, but you want to make sure, because he really didn't know his dad and I really didn't know my dad. And you want to stop that generational, and I call it a curse. You got to stop it. You got to nip it in the bud. And I'm grateful that I can share that with him, is because you can never get that time back. No matter what time that you've lost with that, you can never get it back. Okay, because everybody gonna feel that they're doing, even though they may be wrong, they don't rationalize it in their mind that it's right. I'm moving on from a lot of people and blessing them on their own journeys. Yeah, and you'll do that as you get older. I'm telling you, that's what we do. It's, life is good. That's what life is so good, that we can really just move on, because no day is promised to us, so move on. Don't let somebody keep you in the same place. Don't do it. Don't do it. The first time I introduced, I did this one. Okay. Well, thank you, Tommy. Thank you so much. You just don't know. Just that the last couple of days, and that's why I say people don't know what's going on in people's lives. You may see me on here and talk and converse to all of you, But you don't know what's going on, in my life. But I can honestly say at this time in my life, I can be ever so grateful. I have all my wants. I really have all my needs. I can really say that I don't need a lot of money to make me happy. I really don't. I really don't. My channel, okay, Tommy Allen Rains. His name, okay. I'm writing it down. Tommy Allen Rains. Okay. Yeah, but I'm so grateful that all that I went through in my life. Oh my, wow. I had my kids during COVID, so she didn't leave the room and we were in by ourselves. I can't imagine a room full of people. Wow. Wow. And you know what I think is so nice? Because, I was in a lot of birth rooms, and it is so nice to have family there or someone that you really love. And it just makes it so much easier. And I can only imagine also being in a home by yourself with the baby. Oh, and also, all your hormones running ragged. Yeah, I'm just hoping we don't go through that again. The hospital I was born in was abolished a few years ago. They have I need to go. You know what, Tommy? I need to go take a picture. I have the picture of the doctor that delivered both my sons. And the hospital is there, but it's so remodeled. I need to go on Google and take the picture that it was in 73 and 83. 73, no, 79 and then 83. It would have been closely. Yeah, that's what happens. I'm telling you. So yeah, that's something I need to do. I try to keep a lot of things. The cord will sometimes have the gender of the child. Yes, but now with the 3D and 4D, a lot of times they can find it though. Yeah, they can. And I got caught in this chair. They can find it to make sure. But I am just so grateful, even going through the bad times with the kids, my teenagers, because y'all have those little kids, some of you, and teenagers, I always say they're not puppy dogs. They are not, but I am grateful. And both of them turned out pretty good, I must say. They are self-sufficient, and I know if I leave this earth, my sons can take care of themselves. And that's what you want your children to be able to there is living my best life at 60, getting married. I said, girl, she was doing her soon-to-be husband feet. I be out in the bushes. Thank you, everybody that's here. Thumbs up, share me out. And I'll definitely put you on my ticker tape. Living my best life. She's a creator and also her fiance. I'm not sure how they met, if it was online, but she was doing his feet the other day. I said, oh, sucky now. Oh, Radical Changes is young. 25, that's young. You know what? Honestly, I didn't feel, this is just me, I really didn't feel like I was fully matured until I was about 27. And wait a minute, I didn't feel really grown until I was about 35. About 35. Do you know, everybody in the chat, do you know if the last part of your decision making of your brain is not fully matured until you're 35? And that's why we make all those crazy decisions in our 20s. Jason says, God bless you from welcome, Jason, from Wisconsin. I'm not a parent. I think everybody in this life a parent. I do. Even in my sister, she don't have any children, but she's a parent. She has parented our children. I'm just a helper for sports at the high school level, and it's difficult nowadays that speaks to kids. They want their cell phone, and the coach said, "Yeah, kids are really, really different." I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Yeah. It was what I said earlier about when people say that they're cordial, it's also a triple shot of booze, and a relationship can be very much like that. Yeah. I just heard somebody the other day when they said they were just cordial. And I'm like, is that all it is? Just cordial, just to save something that you want? So you got to be cordial to that person to save yours? So anyway, so that's telling me you don't really feel anything for. Oh, I want to feel that way too. I want to repair our relationship. He doesn't. And it takes two. Remember what I said, radical changes? It takes two. And you're still young, so a lot can change. But I can say don't let it fester in you. Don't let it do that. And how I rationalized it was, and I never was angry at this person, but I think I was too young to really understand. But he came from a generation that was tough on kids. So and I learned that early. So I never disliked that person. So yeah, and it may change. So try to find the good parts in him. What is the good part? The best part, he's your father. So be grateful for that. Find the best parts you can and hold on to that. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm trying to, let's see. We thank you for the update. The young people just don't want to read anymore. They stopped doing that years ago. Years ago, Jason, years ago. I'm so grateful that I got to work with I guess the poor part of what I want to say, people that didn't make a lot of money or they don't have a lot. I am so grateful that I got to work with them, because now I do. I really understand them. But kids, they stopped that years ago. And I say, when you don't read, you really can't comprehend. That's my thing. They want everything to read. Yeah, read to them, or they'll say, I don't like to read. Okay. And graduated in 93, and I graduated 73. So 20 years of 20 years for you. She said, oh, my dad needs control. He lose. Oh my God. Listen, every time he said that, it sounds condescending. Radical Changes says, I've been on an hour. Oh, grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful for my current life, but my dad didn't do anything for me. And no, my dad wasn't raised to not take pictures. He just never, yeah, he just did. You know what? I used to like to take pictures because I was heavy one time. But then I realized those pictures were going to be for grandchildren, great. So that's what I'm saying. You start realizing different things, and that's where that maturity level comes in. And like I say, you got a lot more life to go, girl. A lot more life to go. He didn't want to take pictures in case we couldn't repair. How old is he? How old is he? Jason, what God bless our youngsters today. God bless them, and remember to respect our elders during the holiday. And remember the elderly, because the government ain't going to remember them. That's all of a word for sure. Yeah. Everybody just says they're busy. They just say they're busy. I think, and I may be wrong, I think the generation, my children generation, probably would be the last to really take care of their parents. They don't do it like they used to. I know my cousins all worked. Their mom got Alzheimer's, and really they had to take their mom and dad. And my uncle died first, and then it was years when they had to take care of their mom, and they used to split up the work. It was one, two, three. It was a one son, and it was three daughters. Of course, the son stayed out of town, so it was on the three daughters, and they split it up. You know, but everybody now basically gonna say they're busy. Um, okay. Oh, sound like you need a new laptop for Christmas. VS need a new laptop. Jason says, if you read the Old Testament of the Bible, I'm not pushing religion. Okay, I got it. And that was and you know what? I take this when you're writing this, I take it both ways. And I think people can. There was a sin issue, and they didn't have the New Testament, the Old Testament days. They have to sacrifice animals for their sins. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see who else came in. Rooted Essential said, I don't believe in curses. And I think too, Rooted, that it's learned what we learned from previous, how our parents raised us, what we saw. That's embedded in our little minds, because most of who we are, Rooted, even though we say it's not, but it's from their childhood. It's from that childhood. So I would consider it more generational, passed on generational. I believe it's all manifesting. You think negative thoughts, it shows over and over the mind. Yes, the mind is a powerful thing. And that's what I was talking about. In my younger life, people didn't talk a lot about manifestation. I think when The Secret came along, that was the first time that movie, I don't know if anybody saw it or not, but it's been passed around forever. More and more people start thinking of that, about the negative thoughts, and it's the power of your mind. And it's so true. Let's see. Everybody's talking to each other. Radical changes said, but radical change, it really depends on the person. It really does. I have a son that's 40, and I really think he probably was around 35, my baby's son. So people do it at different times, like when I was 18, I really was 16 brain wise. I really was, when I look back at it, I really was. Okay, they're talking to each other. Yes, there are. There are. And another thing I want to say about that too is growing old. What I am grateful for is even though I'm older, I go along with the change. I go along with it, because if I stay in one spot, then I'm going to stay there forever. It's like with my grandchildren, I'm not raising them, their parents are. So I'm not going to force them to read a book and they come to my house if they're not doing it home. I'm not going to force them to eat vegetables if the parents don't eat give them vegetables. So I just think a lot of times that we aren't clued in on our own self. I really do, because we bring a lot from our childhood. Yep. So, and I know one time I was addicted to Facebook some years back. I was addicted to Facebook. Living your best life at 60. Say, I hope everybody is doing good today. How is that grandbaby doing today? She has her granddaughter doing the day. Okay, everybody's talking about it. My dad was borderline abusive, constantly calling me names, excluding me from family activities, refusing to let me in the home. I have little resentment. Yeah, and all of us just go through so many um different things. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you so much. We really do. And that's why I say a lot of things is not a curse, a lot of people believe. Um, I call it generational. I call it a curse because it continues on and it's got to be stopped somewhere. So, radical changes, you're going to have to be the one that stop it for your family. That's what it's going to, because your children, honestly, I don't know how old your other child is right now. They watch. They are watching you. They're listening. You think they aren't, but they are. And that's where we learn it from. So try to make the change now. Radical changes say making 5-star meals while fixing me ramen for you 3. Oh, girl, making 5-star meals while fixing. You know what? I'm gonna go back to I'm really, when I had what's the name of the company that get the meals and you prepare? I love doing that. I love it, loved it. I need to go back, but they're so expensive. I love that side of me, the creativity of doing those meals. She said, "Oh, I was bigger than my dad. He put his oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord." Okay. Why do you think you're having difficult? I was born in 75, basically watching the Jeffersons on Sunday night, and I'm a janitor and he's the assistant coach. I was born in 75. And I remember distinctly watching the Jeffersons on Sunday night, and I'm a janitor and he's an assistant coach. Okay, you must be talking to somebody. Yeah, a lot of us, I don't think I really went through abuse. I really don't. I just think that I know I didn't. I really didn't go through abuse. I just had a stepfather that didn't have kids. He came into a family with 2 children. And but he wasn't abusive. He just knew from his generation and that's what he did. That's all. I didn't realize it honestly as a child. I think if I could have rationalized all of it and I could have put it together, but I understood by the time I was 18. I really did. I knew then. And that's why I could never be angry with them because I knew that he wasn't abusive. It was just what he had learned and what he had saw. And thank God I am grateful that he wasn't abusive. I thank him. And I also thank him for bringing my grandma into my life. Um, Yes, death and life are in the power of the tongue. And it's also how people perceive what we're saying. That's a lot of times where things go to the left. That's why I like to look in people's eyes. Even when I'm on my lives, I don't like people in behind the avatars because I like to see you. I like to see your eyes. I need to, that's just me. It's just better for me. But that power, that tongue, I have learned to hold it. I have learned to hold the power of that tongue. Yeah, but you know what? Facebook isn't bad because my families that's way out the country and everything, it isn't bad. So it's how you use it. Even YouTube is how you use it. Buddha is in the house. I thought about Buddha. Thank you so much, Buddha. First kid is 3. And 3, that 3-year-old right now, radical changes, has concrete thinking, meaning that kid right now know right from wrong. Yep. right from wrong right now. People think, and most of their brain and life and learning and all that is by 3 to 5. Oh yeah, you kind of can tell what your child gonna be at that time. You really can, from about 3 to 5. Oh yeah, you can kind of tell if it's gonna be a gentle child, hard or rough. You can tell if you really pay attention to your children. D says, yes, it's a vicious cycle that we live in. And I'm telling y'all, if you look back, most of what you have went through your whole life comes from your childhood. Come from your childhood. I'm telling you. Yeah, I know you have seen it. Yeah, I have seen. Anybody seen The Secret? I don't forgot who it was by. You can Google it. But with The Secret, get your mind out of the negative thinking. You really have to be in that place, though, Famous, because sometimes when you look at it and you're not in that place, you will never get it. So yeah, thinking that positive, because if you're down in the dump, if you're depressed, that's another thing I'm grateful for, that living, with depression in my life, is now when somebody say they are, I can really talk about that, so even though it's not, it sucks, but through the years, I've really learned to live with it, though. I really, because I didn't have the deep kind, like some people do have the deep kind, but I've had my moments. I've had my moments. So, be grateful for the good stuff. Be grateful for the bad things that happen in your life, because everything happens for a reason. She said, if you want those meals, you can download Intent. It's meal plan. Oh, let me, you know what? Y'all see that? I'm going to do that. See, that's why I like coming on here. Intent. If you're really interested in cooking more at home, because everything is just getting so expensive, I'm telling you, and a lot of younger women and men don't know how to cook. So that would be a great thing. Now, I can say my sons know how to cook, y'all. In fact, both of them cook for their family. I know the oldest may not as much now, but my youngest one cooked for his family every day. He's the grocery shopper. He's the cooker. So I don't know about the cleaner, though. I don't know about there. That's fair. Seeing people in person, it does. It makes it so much. Hi, Three Mamas and Daughters. Hey, how you doing? And how did everybody Thanksgiving go? Did anybody have any arguments around the table? Oh, did anybody have arguments around the table? Thank you so much for coming in. And also Neil, video clips also great. I'm trying to see. I'm trying not to. Okay, Rhonda Bryan's, yeah, The Secret, and also The Magic. I don't know if that was Rhonda Bryan's. I always forget my book. I should remember that, but it's called The Magic, and it's really deviates from The Secret, and that really changed my life. That book really changed me of who I am. But The Magic, but you have to be in that place to get it. You really do. Let's see. I have chronic depression since I was 7 when I got separated from my sister. But you're right. You have to live with it. You have to go to counseling. You have to really, but the only way you could really get help, someone a lot of times have to help you out of it, a counselor or medication, especially if you're in a deep, dark hole. And the people that's never really been depressed won't know what I'm talking about, the deep, dark hole. Okay. Radical Changes says no Thanksgiving drama here. Tommy says, yes, The Magic. Okay, it was by Rhonda Byrne. Did you read? That is amazing. I'm telling y'all, if you're kind of stuck in your life, The Magic. And I say get the book and physically hold it. That's what I say. Instead of reading it on, the Kindle, get the book and really hold it. Let's see. Tommy says, my father was a drill sergeant. I grew up here yelling. And I'm sure it helped you somewhere in your life. I'm sure it did. So, but like I always say, and I haven't forgotten it this time, I always come on here and I always say, not all the time, but how I can talk to a million people and it wouldn't faze me. I grew up, I learned how to write speeches. I learned so much in my life, and it was all a positive. And I'm so grateful that my mom, and that was from me at one time, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness now, but I'm telling you, I look back and I look at all the positivity that came out of that. I got a great foundation. I got great schooling. I got great learning, whether it's religious, unreligion. My mom was balanced. Yeah, I really like that. That's why I say when people come on live and they say that they have to think about it, I never had to. I never had to. And that's probably why I'm I've always been a talker, but that's why I say you take everything what's gone to you. To keep you updated, we have a new video dropping at Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Radical changes. Put hashtag Betty so it will drop your link. And if anybody have anything coming up, let me know about it. And I again, because some of you weren't here at the beginning, and I thank Warmstrong so much because I thought I was on and he came, and that's why I say he is definitely in my life for a reason. And then let's see. Rooted says no drama at my table. It was nice. Cooking, enjoyed each other. Oh, okay. And watch movies. And then we got Christmas coming right around the corner. So I think Warmstrong gonna be Santa Claus to his grandchildren. He's growing that. Okay, thank you so much for tagging me. But what I want to do, I want to share with being so grateful for the ones I have 10 people share me out, y'all. Jared Talks, Erie Frog, Mike and Rihanna, Crafty Leo from the mukbang community. Mike and Rihanna is from the cruise community. Trish the Natural Hair community. VS Speaks Royally, the Royals over in Britain. Drunken Chef shared me out. Kara the Girl Miniature. In fact, she had a new video yesterday. Well, premiere. Frosty the Game Slayer. I don't know if he's still here. But if anybody see him go live, it would be nice if because he only usually have one person over there, and maybe stay 5 or 10 minutes to give him a little boost because he's really trying. CV Baseball Collector. So it was 10 people that shared me out. And then Jamie, a birthday, official Jamie. I think she said she already got the thumbnail up. On December 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, she's going to be celebrating her birthday. Warmstrong Adventures and Controversial Cruising, 7 p.m. tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Banter with Bill tomorrow, Thursday. Get there early because he has a lot of people there. Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They keep me busy, I tell you. And then December 10th, Trisha Natural and I will be sharing a birthday. I don't know if I'm gonna go online at that time, but we got a lot going on, I tell you. And here's Jamie. She talking about we gonna party. Okay, somebody telling me a strange fact about Christmas. Whatever day of the week November 6th is on, that is the same day of the week that Christmas will be on. Okay, that is a fun fact. That's a fun fact. But y'all, let's see. I am up. I didn't know that. Keisha up for an award from Mete. Oh, Warmstrong too. It's the solo cruiser, I think, Warmstrong. I'm up for an award from Mete and for the best new. Oh my goodness. Yeah, best solo cruiser. And 3-month duo is also up for the best new YouTube channel. You know, I went over to vote. And it was something that they wouldn't let me vote on Warmstrong until I voted on something else I didn't know of. And I was like, Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Keisha is a member of my channel. Thank you so much. Oh, y'all gonna be awarded. Y'all get money too. Oh, I'm sorry. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight for Warm Strong Adventures and Controversial Cruising. Okay, 6 p.m. I'm sorry. Radical Changes says Christmas is wild. We already spent $500 on gifts, and that's what I'm talking about. That just make sure them light bills gonna be able to pay for in January. I know, but it's so hard when I'm gonna go back. And I was like, well, where I gotta vote on that if I don't know nothing about them? That's what I always like, because I want to be honest. That's what it is. And I was like, that's what kind of held me up from it, was because of that. And but I'm so grateful all of you showed up. And Tommy said it just sub to you, Keish. And but I didn't. It's an hour and a half. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about being grateful. I always say it takes me back always to when I was a little girl, even about money. My mom's family broke up over money. Yep. My cousins don't really know my brother and sister. They're first cousins. So honestly, say if my mom and they have a piece of property that 3 of us, our names would be on. If one of those ones wanted to take it, I would sign it over because it's not worth breaking a family up. See, and that's from my childhood. It's not worth it to me. Thank you, Radical Changes. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, Keisha. Yeah, okay. I'm definitely going to go back. I guess I'll yes, think positive. Yes, D. I'm gonna think positive. And D has a beautiful garden. I don't know what she's gonna do with all them tomatoes, but and she has pepper, she has beans too, I believe. And oh, I tell you, okay, they appreciate multiple account votes. Okay. But I do, and thumbs up if you have not thumbs up. Share me out, and I'll put you on my little ticker tape. And I thank all of you so much. And I think the 12 people within 2 days that subscribe to my my channel. And like I say, slow growth is good growth. And I'm gonna get ready to go. And I'm gonna my premiere is Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, and then I'll be back on next Wednesday, same time, same place, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope the rest of you have a phenomenal week. And I know I am. And you can always find me on Instagram. I am Betty J Gather. So if you want to message me, if you want to think about coming up, just remember that I don't do the avatars. That I want you to show your face when you do come up. So everybody